doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. Hey guys, so if you want to know how to achieve this kind of Santa and his reindeers inspired look, then just keep on watching. So real quick before we start the video, I just want to let you guys know some of the footage when I zoomed in did get cut off. I obviously have really not gotten the hang of doing my makeup while the camera is zoomed in, but practice makes perfect, I guess, and I will explain everything to you guys so you know what's going on when you can't see my eyes, but let's just jump right into this. So I'm using the James Charles Artistry palette and I'm taking the shade Canvas and just applying that all as a base. And then I'm going in with the shade Brother and using my Morphe M441 brush, I'm going to take as much of the pigment as possible and apply that right into my crease. And once it looks vibrant enough, I'm just going to go in and blend out those edges. And then I'm going in with the shade Cola and switching to my Morphe M433 brush, I'm going to take that and just pack that all in the outer corners and blend it into my crease as well. And then I'm going in with a tiny bit of the shade Spooky, and I'm also putting that onto the outer corners of my eyes and blending into my crease just to add a little more depth. Now using my Morphe M562 brush, I'm taking the shade Playground and I'm applying a tiny bit of that to blend the other shades together right up towards my brow bone. And now it's time to cut the crease, so I'm going in with some Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, and I'm cutting my crease a tiny bit higher than my actual crease. You don't want it to be too high though, because you want to leave space for the artwork. And you're also not going to bring the concealer all the way to the outer corner of your eye, so it's basically going to be just like a half cut crease. So once that's done, I'm going in with a bit of NYX setting spray and I'm spraying my packing brush, and then I'm taking the shades Hello and Acapella. So the shade Hello I'm applying right to the inner part of my eye, and the shade Acapella I'm applying right to the center, and of course I'm making sure to blend that together with the other shadows as well. And I'm just taking a tiny bit more shadow and adding that to the outer corners to create a little bit more depth and also to just make sure everything is nice and blended. And using the same light blue shade as before, Playground, I'm taking my Morphe M562 and I'm just applying that right below my lower lash line and smoking it out. And now using my Morphe M213 smudger brush, I'm taking the shade Cola, the other dark blue shade we used before, and I'm applying that right on my lash line. And I'm also applying a tiny bit of that black shade Spooky as well, and I'm applying it to the top outer part of my eye also. Alright, and this is where I started to screw up, because I once again attempted to zoom in, and I end up getting into what I'm doing, and I kind of just start going lower and lower towards my mirror, and I don't realize it. I'm so focused on the makeup, and then I end up realizing after that I was so far away from the camera from the way I positioned it that it ended up getting all cut off, and then I get super angry. But at least not all of it was cut off, so that's good, I guess. But anyways, right now I'm just making the Santa Claus and his sleigh. So I am going by a picture that I saw. I'm not completely copying it, I'm just kind of going by the design. I always like to have a guide to look at when I'm trying to draw something, so that is why I keep looking down so many times. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, this did take a long time to accomplish. So let me explain to you guys what I'm doing right here. So once I draw the initial shape, I end up going in with a tiny bit of concealer just to kind of carve out the sections of the artwork or the drawing that I didn't like, just to shape it better, and then I go over it with some eyeshadow. But anyways, and now I'm creating the first reindeer, so some of it did get cut off, but not all of it. So Like before, I'm basically creating just the initial shape that I can get, and then I'm just going to go in with a tiny liner brush and use some concealer to carve out the shape better. I wouldn't say this is a really difficult look to achieve. I just think that it takes a lot of patience, and you just really have to be careful with what you're doing and focused as well. But now I'm just creating the little antlers. That was probably the easiest part. So I started getting cut off there, so basically all I did was use the concealer to carve out the reindeer and make the shape a little bit better. And then I went in with my tiny little liner brush and added some more eyeshadow over the top of it. And right there I just went in with my Morphe brush and made sure it was all nice and blended over. Alright, and now I'm going in with my NYX felt tip white eyeliner and I'm creating the moon. So I'm basically starting at Santa's nose and just bringing it over his sleigh, and then I'm filling it in. This part was pretty easy as well. So of course this part got cut off again, but this is really simple anyways. I'm literally just creating dots all over the place to kind of represent snow or stars, either or. I kind of think of it more as snow, but I'm sure some people look at it more as stars. But then I'm just creating a very thin line from Santa's hands to the reindeer. And now I'm just drawing the other reindeers on my other eye. By the way guys, I forgot to mention, I am using my Wet n Wild Mega Liner to do this. So like before, I'm just shaping it out the best I can, and it is looking more like a dog than a reindeer, but that's okay because like I said, we can go in with the tiniest bit of concealer to carve out the shape. So the rest got cut off, but I just did the same technique as before. And of course, this got cut off as well, but I am just creating some little trees to add some extra detail. The trees are super simple to make anyways. It's basically just a tiny rectangle with lines attached to it. But I'm putting one tree on each side, on the inner part of my eye and the outer part. And then right here is where I'm going in with my felt tip liner, and I'm applying little dots over the top of the tree to make it look like it's covered in snow. And I'm also applying the dots everywhere else. And then I just went over with the excess shadow on my brush over the top of everything, kind of to just make it look not as harsh, the white mostly. And there we go, that is what it looks like so far. I also did draw another line to the other reindeer as well, but I did that off camera. And now I'm going in with my ColourPop Ultra Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Arebra, and I'm taking my Morphe M217 liner brush, and I'm applying a thin line of that on my eye. You want to be careful when doing this. For me, I know it doesn't irritate my eyes, but this could irritate other people, like with sensitive eyes. So you want to be careful if you do decide to do this. And once again, it did get cut off, but literally all I'm doing is taking my felt tip liner again and creating tiny lines over the top of that, kind of to simulate like a candy cane eyeliner. And I'm also taking my NYX Jumbo Eyeliner Pencil, and then I'm taking some Stila Glitter and Glow Liquid Shadow in the shade Molten Midnight, and with a tiny liner brush, I'm applying that in all the sections I can of where the line of my cut crease was. It almost gives kind of like an icy look. I think it just adds a little bit more of a pop. But now I'm just curling my lashes and applying mascara to prep them for some falsies. So the falsies I'm using today are Cocoa Lashes in the style Heiress. And once those are on, I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Sugar Glow Kit, and I'm taking the shades Marshmallow and Starburst, and I just applied those to my inner corners, and I'm also applying that to my face as well. And I'm taking some of that same ColourPop red lipstick I used on my eyes, and I'm actually applying it on my lips. I absolutely love this shade of lipstick. I think it's so pretty. But anyways, guys, that is the final and complicated look. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Even though this is a difficult look, I'm sure plenty of you guys could achieve this, and I'd really love to see you guys try this out for yourself. But anyways, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of any of my upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!